Kamala.
Woo! Gracias. Gracias.
That was the Latino supergroup Los Tigres del Norte, the opening act at Vice President Kamala Harris's final Arizona rally this past week. Harris's campaign is in a battle with opponent Donald Trump over Latino voters. My next guest argues that the parties and their candidates don't know how to speak to Latino voters today. Campaign strategist Mike Madrid is a Reagan Republican and a co-founder of the Lincoln Project, which opposes Donald Trump-style republicanism. His new book is The Latino Century: How America's Largest Minority is Transforming Democracy. Mike Madrid joins us now from his home in California. Welcome to Square Off, sir.
Bram, it's so good to be with you. Thank you for having me.
We were talking about your view of Arizona and how it fits into what is a very diverse Latino community population in this country. How do you see that?
Yeah, we talk a lot about Latinos not being monolithic. That's kind of with the tremendous diversity that exists within the Latino voting bloc. More than any other swing state, Arizona really exemplifies that. You've got multi-generational aspects. You've got multi-degreed levels, meaning the diploma divide, those who've gone to college, those who haven't gone to college, rural, urban, suburban. You've got it all in Arizona. It's one unique state of the swing states that gives us a really good look at what is happening with Latinos throughout the country, and it's where the state where Latinos will probably play the most pivotal role.
And what I hear from Latino voters is, you know, we're not monolithic, and they're at the point, similar to many past groups of immigrants, children of immigrants, where they're part of the larger culture.
Yeah, that's exactly right. In many ways, this is the traditional American story of assimilation. We are now seeing the fastest growth amongst third and even a discernible fourth generation Latino voter. Arizona again embodies that. A lot of these voters are, identify as Latino and Hispanic, but primarily, overwhelmingly, as what they would consider, quote, typically American. Pew Research has done some phenomenal work, and this transformation really starts to give us some more insight into why Latinos have changed their political behaviors over the past 30 years, for example, on issues like border security versus immigration reform, why there's such a heavy emphasis on economic populist pocketbook issues, affordability issues, as opposed to the primacy of racial or ethnic issues that Latinos have traditionally and stereotypically been defined by.
So we've seen Latino support for Democratic candidates over the last 4 presidential elections slowly erode. The gap between the Republican and Democrat keeps shrinking. Kamala Harris might have a 15-point lead now. What is happening to the parties, and what do you think they're not getting about the messaging and how to reach Latino voters?
So the best way to answer this is to say that the party, whichever party it is, that is able to capture the hearts, the minds, and the votes of a multi-ethnic working class will be the dominant party of the next generation. And for the moment, Democrats are really struggling with the working class piece. They've been losing working class voters broadly, not just amongst Latinos, for the better part of a decade, 12 years now. The challenge is Latinos make up the fastest growing segment of the blue collar workforce. Republicans really struggle with the multi-ethnic piece. And even though they are becoming a more ethnically, racially diverse party, it's largely a function of economic issues, despite some of the antagonistic racial language that you hear coming from the Republican Party. And so this need to focus on a blue-collar, working-class Latino agenda really has been missed by both parties. You start to see candidates like Ruben Gallego sort of centering it up and figuring this out. He very much could play the role of a national figure if, like most people expect, he becomes the U.S. Senator from Arizona this next Tuesday.
The Gallego example is interesting because I was talking to Steve Kornacki about this a few moments ago. It appears that Ruben Gallego and Donald Trump are pulling the same Latino male voters.
Right.
Does that make sense to you?
It makes perfect sense to me. That's what my book was all about, is trying to explain this phenomenon. And that's a really big lesson for both parties. Democrats really struggle to think that, any non-white voter will never vote for Republicans. That's quantifiably untrue. And the fact that so many of these men are splitting their votes between Trump and Gallego needs to be a lesson for Republicans also, is that where they're both centering up at on both economic populist issue, and for Rubin, the added bonus of bringing the cultural competency to it makes for a dynamic illustration of where this country is heading. So that Trump Gallego voter, I think, is going to be very much studied. Arizona, I think, will be looked at for the next 4 years as both parties try to understand what went right and what went wrong. And again, perfect battleground states to be looking at to get those answers.
And a great note to end on. Mike Madrid, thank you so much for your insight. I really appreciate it.
Bram, thanks for your time.
When we come back, top journalists covering our elections tell us everything we need to know about the week that lies ahead. Stay with us.